experience early on with the New England Patriots. Now, for me, the way Vrabel responded and kind of dismissing listen, I know what Stephon said. I know what he said, but do you really think that he's not going to be ready for week 1, et cetera? Like, to me, that it should be a sign that Stephon Diggs is going to be ready. He'll be ready to go. I'm not worried about it, but I'm tired of having to be asked about
Stephon. 1-1. He might have hit one out of the ballpark there. Out to right and deep. Second deck. He squared the bunt 2 pitches ago. And Kyle Stowers rips number 16 into the seats. Tied at 1, bottom 2.
Miami Marlins baseball is on deck.
Pitch to Connor Norby. He drills out to right center and deep. Frelick back. Track wall. It is gone. Connor Norby. He's getting right. 1-1 pitch. That one hammered out to left center field and deep. Martian Rojas back. They're looking up, and it's gone. Wag attack. A 2-run homer.
Marlins on deck. Brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins, and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Steven Strong.
All right, great to have you with us. Nice job, Ahmed. Welcome. We're live from Fenway Park on an 83-degree Saturday afternoon. You're listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio. Fox Sports 940 Miami. It's game 123 of 162. Well, last night, Sandy Alcantara met the moment, tossing 6 frames of 1-run ball in front of 36,000. But the Marlins dropped game 1 2-1 on Friday night. Clayton McCullough's crew looks to return serve in the middle game with Cal Quantrill on the bump. Some emotional ties here with Cal. His dad, Paul, started his career with the Boston Red Sox. Looking for a good start from Cal, and the Marlins are going to have to do it offensively without their all-star. More on that in just a few moments. Quantrill, he'll make his 3rd start here in his career at Fenway Park. He'll go opposite Brian Bayo, 26-year-old right-hander, who will make his 21st start of 2025. Today, we get going at 4:10 right here on the Marlins Radio Network. Hi, everyone. Thanks for making Marlins on Deck a part of your Saturday afternoon with Jack McMullen and Gabby Sanchez. I'm Steven Strom. We got a deep and distinguished guest list today, and we were going to talk about some positive. All of a sudden, we do have to talk about some negative. We thank you for your participation. We're going the distance here again, 4:10 first pitch right here on the Marlins Radio Network. I was going to get into Sandy Alcantara's performance last night, but we got news today. Kyle Stowers is out of the lineup. We'll hear from Marlins manager Clayton McCullough in just a few moments here. Connor Norby, who is rehabbing his broken left hamate, will join the program in segment 2. We'll get an update on him, what his rehab looks like, and what the future looks like for Connor, at least trying to get back this season. We will get you ahead of the count with Bayo and Cal. Jack and I will break down the headlines, plus the key to getting that sinker up of Bayo. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll explain in a little bit. We'll also have our Expo question today at Marlins Radio and Steve's guarantee to victory. Yeah, so this is tough. I mean, I really had some good sound on Sandy last night, who broke through, for the first time in a couple of weeks. It was, I think, Sandy Alcantara's best outing just from a looks perspective. He got the swing and miss. He got the 7 punch-outs. He got deep into a game. And, again, just gave up just 2 hits over 1 run against the Red Sox. But with this and how it goes with broadcast, things change, and you have to change very quickly and pivot. And today we got news. Kyle Stowers is out of the lineup. Here was Marlins manager Clayton McCullough on why.
I had some left side tightness. I felt it a little bit in the game last night, but it wasn't. Didn't seem like there was much there. And today he felt a little something, so we felt just as a precautionary until we could get him looked at and get a better idea that just more prudent to have Kyle, held out of the starting lineup. This felt like, it seemed like this was more of just a one-off specific, thing last night, and didn't feel it on any of his swings as the game went along, but did mention something and felt just with where he described it, not sure what it is now, but to just take the cautious approach today and try to gather some more information and ensure that he feels 100%. And so not sure exactly what what the diagnosis is at this point now until we get a little more clarity from the medical group.
All right, so there you have it. That was Marlins manager Clayton McCullough. Precautionary reasons holding their 27-year-old All-Star who has had just a breakout season here in 2025. 288 on the year, 25 home runs, 73 RBIs, a 912 OPS. And a couple of things I did want to mention as far as Kyle Stowers is concerned. This isn't the first time that he's been held out for precautionary reasons. You have to go back to the beginning of June when the Marlins went on that 3-city road trip. Kyle Stowers was held out of the first 2 games against the Tampa Bay Rays due to hand soreness. So this one, obviously different, not a hand, a left side soreness. But just to give you a little bit of an understanding of course, the individual season that Kyle Stowers is having. And baseball is weird sometimes because you can play on a 50-win team and have 60 home runs and hit 330 and your team doesn't win. Just to give you a little bit of an understanding on what Kyle Stowers means to this team, I actually looked up the splits. The Marlins come into the contest with 58 wins. They've lost 64. Kyle Stowers in wins this season is hitting .351 with 20 home runs, 59 RBIs, and an 1156 OPS. In losses this year, Kyle Stowers hitting .223 with 5 home runs, 14 RBIs, and a 660 OPS. Now, what does that mean? When Kyle Stowers produces, the Marlins win. When Kyle Stowers doesn't produce, the Marlins lose. Nothing worse than a player in that loss split column has 20 of his 25 home runs. It's the opposite for Stowers. When Kyle Stowers hits the ball, when Kyle Stowers plays well, this team plays well. And when he's out of the lineup, it feels and looks completely different. Hopefully we'll get Kyle back tomorrow, maybe in the next couple of days. Again, there wasn't really a ton of extensive detail on what the process is going to look like for Kyle Stowers outside of the left side soreness that Clayton McCullough called precautionary, and he is out of the lineup today against the Red Sox. We'll break here. Another guy that is on the shelf, and he's been on there for much longer than Kyle Stowers, who again was just taken out of the lineup today. Connor Norby broke his left hamate. We will get some sound on Connor, where he's at in the rehab process, and what it's looked like for Norby as he tries to get back here for the end of 2025. Middle game coming your way. Red Sox, Marlins on the Marlins Radio Network.
Last week, he got the win and the payoff pitch. X hits one high in the air and deep, out to right. There's no doubt about this one. Homer number 2 on the year for X-Man, and Xavier Edwards did not miss a stitch. Who knew he had this in him? 104 off the bat, 402 feet out to right field, and a leadoff homer for power threat Edwards. Open scoring right away. Stowers at third, Otto at second. 2-2 to Jacob. On the way. And Marcy drills a ball out to right and deep. A line shot. Nearly gets to the concourse and gone. Out to right. He got a hanging sweeper, and he did not miss it. Second homer of his career. Second homer against Gavin Williams in the first, and the Fish are pouring it on. 2-2. That one drilled again out to right and deep. That thing is gone. Marcy looks over to the first base dugout, pumps his fist, and now points towards the bullpen. Jacob Marcy, 3 for 3 with a pair of homers and tied no more. Gabby made a sign. 2-1. That one hit high in the air, out to right center field, pretty deep. Schneemann is back at the track, at the wall, and it's gone. Graham Pauley, he's heating up with the power stroke. His 4th homer on the year and his 3rd homer of the week. Graham Pauley gives the Fish some breathing room with a solo blast. It's 7-4 Marlins in the top of the 6th. In every clubhouse now. 1-0 pitch. That one lined into center field. That is in for a base hit. X can practically walk home from third base. Kyle Stowers gets right. His first hit of the night is an RBI single, and it's another run. It's 8-4 Marlins in the top of the 6th.
Welcome back here to Marlins on deck. Steven Strom as we get you ready for the middle game of this 3-game set. Connor Norby with us now. Wish you were out there, Connor, but I did want to get an update on you, what you're doing, and I don't know, fans want to know. What's the update with Connor Norby?
I'm progressing. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm ahead of schedule still, according to the doc. What am I, like 4.5 weeks out post-op right now? Still just trying to gain the strength back. That's like the final piece, and the range of motion is coming along. But other than that, like I've been hitting, been taking ground balls, been throwing it for a couple of weeks now. Like pushing through a little bit of the post-op stuff, but that's normal. But overall, like I'm pretty close.
Can we see your scar for our visual audience? And then can you tell us what you do as far as exercise for our audio audience? How do you rehab a hamate?
It's the first. I got back, like literally the first day I got back post-op. Like I was still in a cast, and I was already doing like range of motion stuff with my fingers, trying to get like, because you have to get a nerve block. You have a big nerve that goes through your hand, so you have to get that taken care of. And so like your fingers, these two fingers are numb for a couple of days, so you have to try to get the feeling back in those first. So there's a lot of just like basic motor skill type things, and then you graduate into like Play-Doh. I've been playing a lot of Play-Doh and grip strength stuff, and it's monotonous, but you have to. I'm doing it all the time. And then the biggest thing is like with my finger, I have some swelling in my finger still, just from like when you walk, like gravity pulls it down. So that's kind of like the biggest pain in my butt right now is the pinky finger. But the pressure's, it's there, but you kind of deal with it a little bit. And then this off season is kind of when you'll get back to feeling like a normal hand.
Sure.
But it's definitely it's been a grind. It's a lot of rehab, and it's a lot of, like I said, Play-Doh and like extension, flexion.
Have you been hitting and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been hitting for?
2 weeks now.
Okay.
Gradual build up. Yesterday hit off a machine, so it's been good, and it's been good for me too, because even though I haven't been out there, like I have been working on like the stuff that I'd been doing that was doing well right before I got hurt, and that I felt like was helping me really get back to who I am as a player. I was able to do those drills and work on that, even one hand stuff. So that was a big thing. So I got an extra, even though I couldn't use two hands, I was still working on the things I needed to work on to help get me back to who I am.
Can we push you on an ETA for a rehab assignment? Do we have any idea, or you can't tell the folks? Close? Couple weeks? See you in September?
I don't know if I can answer that, but
I won't put him in. Good job, Connor Norby. I appreciate the time. I won't put him in an uncomfortable. Well, I already put him in an uncomfortable spot, but he's the best. We'll break here and get ahead of the count. We've got Cal Quantrill. We've got Brian Bayo, 410 first pitch right here on the Marlins Radio Network.
33% of the way there.
That's Hall of Famer.
Hit 333. 1-0 pitch. That one looped into shallow left field. Profar coming on. He won't get there. That drops in for a base hit. Hicks going to come in and score. Otto pushes to third. And Jacob Marcy drives in his fourth run at the major league level. This guy's 8 for 17 to open his big league career. And an RBI knock gets the fish on the board. They trail 2-1 at the top of the second. In the lead. 1-2. That one hit in the air, out to right center. That's deep, that's carrying well. Harris is back at the track. He leaps up, he opens the bullpen door, and that's off the wall. It caroms back into center. Wagaman pushes to third, and 2 runs come in to score. A 2-run triple for Wag Attack. Braves of yesteryear.
No.
3-2. That one hit well, out to right and deep, down the line. White on the move, he's looking up, and it's gone! Into the chop house, Graham Pauley. Back-to-back days with a homer. He's got 3 now as a Marlin, and this is a 5-run second. 2-run blast. 5-2 fish.
You needed some more production, and then you turned it into guys who are going to be now producing when you need them to.
1-0 pitch. Augustine lines into right field. That's in on a hop for a base hit. X rounding third. He's coming home. White's throw going to the plate. A little bit offline and just a touch late. And X comes in to score, standing up from second. With two men gone, it's an RBI single for Augustin Ramirez, and the Marlins on the board again. It's 6-2 in the top of the fourth.
Trying to win it all again. Posada, slow roller right side. Beckett picks it up, tags Posada, and the Florida Marlins are world champions. The Marlins have stunned the Yankees, shocked New York, and this improbable team, improbable ride, they end up on top, winning in 6 games over the Yankees.
Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
All right, welcome back here to Marlins on Deck. Live here from Beantown. Fenway Park is our venue this weekend. Middle game, Marlins looking to bounce back after dropping game 1, 2-1. Sandy Alcantara was sensational yesterday. 6 innings of 1-run ball. Today, Cal Quantrill will go opposite Brayan Bello. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for hanging out with us again on your Saturday afternoon. Steven Strom, Gabby Sanchez, and Jack McMullen, the med back in the studio in Miami, pressing the 1s and 2s. Let's get you ahead the count. We'll start here with Cal Quantrill, 30-year-old right-hander from Port Hope, Ontario, will take the ball for the 24th time this season. He's 4-9 with a 5.09 ERA. 106 frames, innings pitched for Cal this year. He didn't factor on Sunday in Atlanta. Allowed 1 run over 4 innings, 47 pitches. He was removed for that game because he was feeling under the weather. For Cal, he'll make his 3rd start here at Fenway Park. We mentioned in the open there's some emotional ties here. His dad, Paul Quantrill, started his career with the Boston Red Sox, played 3 years with the Sox, a 3.47 ERA over 93 appearances, 210 and a third innings pitched, played 14 seasons in the show. Paul Quantrill did, the father of Cal, and played 3 seasons here in Boston. Cal Quantrill will go opposite Brayan Bello, 26-year-old right-hander who will make his 21st start of the 2025 season. Bello is 8-6 with a 3.25 ERA, 121 and 2/3 innings pitched, 95 punch-outs to 45 walks. He was an IFA international free agent in 2017, signed a 6-year, $55 million extension back on March 9th, 2024. You're starting to see a trend with this Red Sox brass paying players, before they have to go to, their arbitration. You saw they do it with Roman Anthony. You saw him do it with Brayan Bello. So another example here of the Boston Red Sox investing into these guys before they get to ARB. Bello took the loss on Sunday in San Diego, allowed 5 runs on 6 hits. It was one of his worst starts of the season, 3 walks over 5 2/3. Bello allowed more than 3 earned runs for the first time in 15 starts. This was a stretch of really good outings for Brayan Bello. Thing to know about Bello, he's a ground ball pitcher. His ground ball rate is at 49%. League average is at 42. Bello will feature a sinker, a sweeper, a four-seamer, a changeup, a cutter, and a slider. But that sinker is the pitch for him. It's a really good pitch for Bello. It's tough on right-handers. That's why we have about 5 lefties in Clayton McCullough's offense here today. No Kyle Stowers. We mentioned it. He is out today with left side soreness. So no Kyle Stowers in this lineup. Jacob Marcy thrusted into that 2-hole in place of Kyle Stowers. Coming up next, Jack McMullen. He will join me next. We'll talk about Brayan Bello, Cal Quantrill, how the Marlins can return serve here in Game 2 of this 3-game set. We're playing at 410. Don't move a muscle on the Marlins Radio Network.
Step up to the plate.
Man gone, and the 3-1 pitch. Augustine cranks out to left and deep. He didn't miss a stitch of it. Solo blast for Augustine, number 16 on the year. He got 98 over the heart of the plate and 112 on the way out.
All right, here's the 1-2. I got a question for you guys. That's ripped. Left center field and deep. Grisham going back. It's going. It's gone. Goodbye. Augustin Ramirez has hit his 2nd home run of the game in as many at-bats against his former organization, the Yankees. 2 solo shots. Have the Marlins up 2-0.
Why do these wins feel a little bit different against this team in front of this crowd?
I think it's just the atmosphere, for sure. Fans are making it feel like they're really special games, and we're playing good teams. These are the wins you need to get if you want to be one of those really good teams, and we feel like we are.
We saw 25 runs total yesterday between these two teams. You caught a shutout tonight. What separates Yuri from the rest?
I mean, I think he's just scratching the surface of what he could do. I think if you ask him, he didn't have his best stuff tonight, and that's just like a testament to how good his stuff is. I mean, he's going to compete like no other, and he's going to battle with what he's got, and I mean, he's got some crazy gifts.
What happened with the pitch comm? I saw you guys going back and forth.
Yeah, I don't know. He couldn't hear it. It wasn't working. It was only working every few pitches, so we had to figure that out. We were going to have to go old school if we couldn't figure it out.
How do you assess where this team is at right now?
I think we're just taking it day by day. I think everyone in that clubhouse knows how good we can be, and I don't think we're putting too much pressure on ourselves. I think we're
Requiere Xfinity Internet. Velocidades reales varían. Velocidades se reducen después del uso de 30 GB por línea. Los límites de datos y los ahorros reales varían.
Well, it's another perfect day here at Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts, as we get you ready for Game 2 and Game, 10 of this 11-game road trip for the Miami Marlins. Cal Quantrill will go opposite Brian Bale. Steven Strom here. Jack McMullen joins me now. Okay, I guess we'll start with the number one storyline today. Jack, Kyle Stowers out of the lineup, left side soreness. Here is what Clayton McCullough had to say. We played this earlier in the segment to open up the show, but here's Clayton on what happened to Stowers and what's
Kyle
next.
had some left side tightness. Felt it a little bit in the game last night, but it didn't seem like there was much there. And today he felt a little something. So we felt just as a precautionary until we could get him looked at and get a better idea that just more prudent to have Kyle held out of the starting lineup. This felt like seemed like this was more of just a one-off specific thing last night, and didn't feel it on any of his swings as the game went along, but did mention something and felt just with where he described it, not sure what it is now, but to just take the cautious approach today and try to gather some more information and ensure that he feels 100%. And so, not sure exactly what what the diagnosis is at this point now until we get a little more clarity from medical group.
All right, so that was Clayton McCullough earlier today, Jack, keeping him out for precautionary reasons. Our all-star Kyle Stowers. Jacob Marcy thrusted into that 2 spot to not replace him, but try to give some sort of productivity that Stowers has provided just all season long.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's really unfortunate that Kyle's not in the lineup here, and you're hoping that it's just a one and done, like he's back in the lineup tomorrow, and maybe it was just something slightly sort of kind of grabbed on his left side, and that's about it. But also, like, we're in the throes of the season now, so
yeah.
I mean, I'm probably just looking at this like, okay, chance for Kyle to, get a day, rest up, do whatever treatment you got to do there, and then have Marcy in the 2 spot. I'm excited to see Marcy in the 2 hole personally. Like, this guy sees a bunch of pitches, and you feel like you have back-to-back pesky hitters in front of Agustin Ramirez and Xavier Edwards and Marcy, 2 guys that are getting on base at will right now, it seems. So I'm a fan of the lineup construction right now. Obviously, unfortunate to not have the All-Star on the fold.
They will see Brian Bayo today. An interesting pitcher, Jack, a guy that's going to throw that sinker, heavy arm side run on that sinker. It's going to get in on righties, and lefties need to be careful because it induces the weak contact, or it can come back in the zone and be called for a strike. Here's what Clayton had to say, though, as far as getting the sinker up against Brian Bale.
You have an idea and a plan to try to see the ball in a certain portion of the strike zone, and I think when guys get in there and just feel it out themselves and see, okay, how much is this? How much is it moving? How late or how depthy are the pitches? And so, we'll have to try to get the ball, off the ground and elevate it some, and especially our left-handed hitters not getting themselves, in a spot where we're chasing too much. Those, make them work, and you try to get them into places where you have the best chance to go have some success.
All right, what do you take from that, Jack? Kind of break that down for our audience here, what the offensive approach is going to look like.
So I immediately went to Baseball Savant, and I looked at the zones. I looked at the 9 quadrants of the plate and below the zone, and I'm looking at batting average in each part of that zone. And I'm looking at this, and I see that in the bottom third, opponents are hitting the ball very, very well against Brian Bayo. But below the zone, they're hitting right around 150. Against it. So what does that mean? It means they're hitting about 360 when the ball starts over the heart of the plate and drifts to the bottom third within the strike zone, and they're hitting about 150 200 points lower when it starts at the bottom and drifts below the zone. So I think what he's saying is you got to see the ball up like, okay, it may sink to the bottom third of the strike zone, but it has to start over the heart of the plate or start upstairs. If a sinker starts at the knees, shut it down. Do not swing at that because you will probably not put it in play. And if you do, it's going to be very soft on the ground if it's below the strike zone in its final ascent to the catcher's mitt.
So bottom rail discipline, is that our key word today?
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds high level. Bottom rail discipline. I'm in on that.
Is the secondary stuff decent for Brian Bayo? Can we eliminate stuff? Can we sit on the sinker?
You can. So like this guy, to be honest, at the beginning of his career when he broke in his very early 20s, it was like a poor man's Sandy Alcantara. What do I mean by that? I mean like it was sinker changeup. And the sinker and the changeup were both very good, but he didn't really have a feel to spin it. He's getting a better feel for a slider right now. The problem is Bayo's just really good at mixing all these pitches too. So it would be tough to eliminate one. They may pick a pitch and it may be a hitter by hitter basis. Hey, Graham Pauley, you're struggling with a slider, lay off the slider. Hey, this person's struggling with the changeup, lay off the changeup. I feel like instead of a team-wide approach against Bayo, it's more tailored to, hey, the 9 guys in the Marlins lineup, what do you do well? What do you not do well? Let's eliminate what you don't do well.
Well, hopefully the Marlins can follow that game plan. Again, Brian Bayo, the ground ball percentage sits at 49%. League average is 42. Clayton McCullough's counter, 5 lefties in this lineup. Again, no Kyle Stowers, left side tightness.
Yeah.
We'll break here. Jack McMullen, Gabby Sanchez will have your call at 4:10. We'll get our Expo question, Steve's guarantee, and then we'll play some baseball. Middle game from Boston, Marlins, and the Red Sox on the Marlins Radio Network.
New York last week. He got the win and the payoff pitch. X hits one high in the air and deep. Out to right. There's no doubt about this one. Homer number 2 on the year for X-Man, and Xavier Edwards did not miss a stitch. Who knew he had this in him? 104 off the bat, 402 feet out to right field, and a leadoff homer for power threat Edwards. Open scoring right away. Stowers at third, Otto at second. 2-2 to Jacob. On the way. And Marcy drills a ball out to right and deep. A line shot. Nearly gets to the concourse and gone. Out to right. He got a hanging sweeper, and he did not miss it. Second homer of his career. Second homer against Gavin Williams in the first, and the Fish are pouring it on. 2-2. That one drilled again. Out to right and deep. That thing is gone. Marcy looks over to the first base dugout, pumps his fist, and now points towards the bullpen. Jacob Marcy, 3 for 3 with a pair of homers and tied no more. Gabby made a sign. 2-1. That one hit high in the air, out to right center field, pretty deep. Schneemann is back at the track, at the wall, and it's gone. Graham Pauley, he's heating up with the power stroke. His 4th homer on the year and his 3rd homer of the week. Graham Pauley gives the Fish some breathing room with a solo blast. It's 7-4 Marlins in the top of the 6th. In every clubhouse now. 1-0 pitch. That one lined into center field. That is in for a base hit. X can practically walk home from third base. Kyle Stowers gets
Rich, your superhero movers.
Well, it's wonderful to have you on board here on a Saturday afternoon from Fenway Park. Don't forget, you can take the Marlins wherever you go. Just download the iHeartRadio app and make Fox Sports 940 the top preset to listen to every Marlins game this season. We got 39 left, folks. It is August 16th. Cal Quantrill will go opposite Brian Bayo here this afternoon. Let's get you our X-Poll question today at Marlins Radio. Yesterday, it was a superb outing for Sandy Alcantara. He punched out 7. My X-Poll question today, when was the last time Sandy Alcantara punched out 7 batters this season? Make sure to vote at Marlins Radio. Gabby told me he wants Steve's guarantees. He wants plural, not singular. Let's get it, Ahmed.
Batter up. Batter up.
Let's play some ball.
First pitch is moments away. Time now for Steve's guarantees.
Can I get a Gabby guest pick here? Is that possible? Okay, so I'll give you a couple. You wanted a couple, I'll give you a couple. I'll start here with Graham Pauley, who's swinging a hot stick. I like him to have 2 hits. The second one I got for you, the Marlins have to create 2 crooked inning numbers. Now, Gabby Sanchez's definition of a crooked inning number is 2.
Yes.
My crooked inning number is 3.
Ooh.
I don't care what it is. Can we do 2 or 3?
Yes.
The Marlins need to create 2 crooked inning numbers. My last one, Troy Johnson. I hope this guy took a deep breath and said, okay, yes, it's a different game up here, but I can play up here. I can hit. I've hit well over 300 in the minor leagues. I'm capable of doing this. I need Troy Johnson to collect an extra base hit. Time for Gabby's guarantee.
I was kind of going with you, too, in the bottom of the lineup. I need to see 4 hits between 7, 8, and 9.
Okay.
That's what I need to see, because if the bottom of the lineup is getting those hits, then guess what? That top of the lineup with Edwards and Marcy, they're going to be able to drive some runs.
Okay. I like Marcy at that 2 spot. Oh, when Stowers comes back, that's fine. I wouldn't even hit if they went Edwards, Marcy, Stowers, Augustine. I know they want to get that lefty stuff, the lefty-righty, but just saying, I want to put that out there. Okay, good job, Gabby. Folks, I hope you got the itch for first pitch, because when we come back, Jack McMullen paints a picture. Gabby Sanchez, he is ready to rock. Starting lineups in first pitch is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins On Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami Marlins baseball. It is next on the Marlins Radio Network.